Imagine watching a story where the ending meets you at the beginning, a tale so magical, so heart-touching, that you're pulled into it before you even know why. So before we begin, take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, because what you are about to hear may live with you long after the story ends. The villagers said he was just an old man, nothing more. A quiet figure with silver hair that spilled over his shoulders and soft eyes that looked like they carried 1,000 sunsets. He lived at the very edge of the forest, in a crooked wooden house covered in moss and morning dew. Children whispered about him, adults avoided him. And yet, the truth, one nobody knew, was that he carried a secret powerful enough to change anyone's destiny. His name was Eldaron, and once, long ago, he had been the greatest magician in the kingdom. Eldaron's magic wasn't like the magic in stories with explosions of fire or glowing spells. No. His magic lived quietly inside him, gentle, kind, and made of pure goodness. But years ago, after a terrible mistake, Eldaron had locked his magic away, promising never to use it again. The weight of that promise bent his back, slowed his steps, and dimmed a once bright spirit. And so he chose solitude, believing the world no longer needed him, but the world has a strange way of bringing people together exactly when they're needed most. One bright morning, a young boy named Leo wandered into the forest, chasing a firefly that glimmered like a falling star. Leo was different from other children, curious, brave, and always asking questions that adults found too big for someone his age. But curiosity, as always, can lead one too far. Without realizing it, Leo walked deeper and deeper into the forest until the trees grew tall and shadows wrapped around him like cold arms. Fear began to rise in his chest, but before it could take over, he saw a faint golden glow flickering between the trees. With no other hope, he followed it. And there, sitting on a log as if expecting him, was Eldaron. The old man smiled gently. "You've come a long way, little wanderer." Leo, trembling, asked, "Sir, are you real?" Eldaron chuckled softly. "That depends. Do you believe in things that don't seem real at first?" Leo nodded. "Then yes," Eldaron said. "I'm very real." From that moment, a strange friendship bloomed between the old man and the child. Leo began visiting Eldaron every afternoon, bringing stories, laughter, and life into the forest house. Eldaron taught him small things, how to listen to the wind, how to understand the language of leaves, and how every living thing has a purpose. None of it seemed magical to Leo, and yet all of it felt like magic. Still, Eldaron never revealed who he truly was. One day, as the two sat by the river, Leo asked, "Why do you live alone? Doesn't it get lonely?" Eldaron looked at the water, seeing reflections of his past ripple and fade. "Sometimes," he said. "But sometimes, being alone feels safer than hurting anyone." Leo didn't understand, but he felt the sadness hidden in the old man's voice. "I don't think you could hurt anyone," he whispered. That if only he knew. A week later, a terrible storm struck the village. It was unlike anything they had ever seen: furious winds, roaring thunder, and clouds black enough to swallow daylight. Houses trembled. Trees cracked. People gathered their children and prayed for safety. The forest, where Eldaron lived, was hit the worst. And Leo, who had tried to visit Eldaron before the storm, never returned home. The whole village panicked. Parents searched through the rain, calling his name, lighting torches that the storm quickly devoured. They feared wolves, darkness, or worse. But the one who feared the most was Eldaron. For the first time in years, he felt the crackle of magic inside him, waking like a sleeping giant. That he found Leo trapped beneath a fallen tree, crying, shivering, terrified. Without thinking, Eldaron raised his hand, and the world stilled. The storm paused. The wind quieted. Even the rain hung frozen in the air. A warm golden light burst from his fingers, lifting the tree like it weighed nothing. Leo gasped, not from fear, but amazement. "Your magic." Eldaron's heart tightened. "I shouldn't have used it," he said. "I promised myself long ago. But you saved me, Leo whispered, and then, something unexpected happened. The villagers, who had followed Leo's faint cries, saw everything: the frozen raindrops, the glowing old man, the giant tree floating weightless. For a moment, there was shock. Then fear. Then whispers of sorcerer and danger. Eldaron lowered his hand. The world resumed. Rain crashed down again. The tree thudded to the ground. The villagers stared at him, unsure whether to thank him or fear him, but Leo stepped forward, spreading his arms wide as if shielding the old man. "He saved my life," the boy shouted. "He's not dangerous. He's kind. He's good. Look at him." Silence fell like a soft blanket. The villagers' fear melted as quickly as it had come. They saw an old man, aged, tired, trembling, but with eyes full of love. Slowly, they approached, offering help, blankets, warm hands. And for the first time in decades, Eldaron felt seen not as a threat, but as someone who belonged. Over the next months, Eldaron became a quiet guardian of the village. His magic repaired broken tools, healed small wounds, helped crops grow stronger. Not flashy. Not overwhelming. Just enough to make life a little gentler. And Leo remained his closest friend, always at his side, always reminding him that even the greatest mistakes of the past cannot erase the goodness of the present. One evening, as the sun set in gold and lavender shades, Eldaron told Leo something he had never told anyone. "The greatest magic in the world," he said, placing a gentle hand on the boy's shoulder, "is not the power to change things, but the courage to care. You showed me that." Leo smiled. "You showed me that first." And so the old man who once hid from the world became the heart of it again. His home was no longer filled with silence, but with laughter, footsteps, stories, and hope. And every time someone visited him, he would begin with the same warm greeting: "You've come a long way, wanderer. Tell me, what do you believe in today?" If you felt even a spark of magic in this story, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay with us for more stories that bring warmth to your heart. Remember, kindness is the truest magic we all possess.